It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. There's a rare opportunity unfolding in your life, a chance that could dramatically shift your direction and set you on a path of accelerated growth. Perhaps you've already noticed hints of it through intuitive nudges or unexpected signs, but you haven't taken the decisive action needed to fully receive it. Some part of you wavers, uncertain if you're truly prepared to step into what awaits. And yet, deep inside, you know you're called to something bigger, something that demands a leap of faith on your part. This offer is real, it's timely, and it's meant to get you unstuck. But if you linger too long in uncertainty, you risk pushing the momentum away. If you feel that fluttering in your spirit, like a gentle insistence that you should move forward, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment 77 below to show you're ready for this next phase of your transformation. Chapter 1. A door you once hesitated to open. Sometimes opportunities whisper before they shout. You might have spotted glimpses of a door swinging ajar, offering you a new route you never expected. Perhaps it was a random text from someone with a promising lead, or a friend mentioned an upcoming project that captured your imagination. Each subtle nudge felt like a small puzzle piece falling into place. Yet even as the clues lined up, you found yourself hesitating. Maybe you told yourself you needed to be more prepared, or needed more proof that it was truly right for you. In that hesitancy, the door remained half open but not fully crossed. You could see the potential behind it. The hush of possibility beckoned. But you also felt the pull of your old reality. Familiar routines, comfortable habits, or the presence of people who need you where you are now. Those factors all made you pause. Maybe you worried about letting them down if you walked through that doorway. Maybe you feared stepping out to unfamiliar ground, uncertain whether your skill set or mindset was truly up to the challenge. Despite these concerns, your heart wouldn't let you forget that open door. You felt a restless flutter whenever you recalled it. Nightly, you might have dreamt of moving past obstacles or unlocking hidden rooms in your mind. During the day, your thoughts wandered back, imagining the wealth of experiences and abundance that might await you on the other side. It wasn't always about money or recognition. Sometimes it was just a sense that you could do more, become more, and help more people by taking that bold step. That sense of being on the cusp is precisely the tension you face now. The door is still open, but each delay injects uncertainty into the energy supporting your move. If you remain idle much longer, the very forces nudging you forward might shift their focus elsewhere, leaving you staring at an opportunity that has receded into the distance. Yet if you muster the courage to step through, you'll find that all the pieces you thought were missing fall into place. The support you need appears, the timing lines up, and your skills stretch in ways you never thought possible. So you stand here, a foot in each world. The life you know and the life you suspect is waiting. You sense the momentum, a kind of invisible current urging you to move. This is a pivotal moment. If you continue to hesitate, the same cycle of regrets or mischances might repeat. But if you trust the pull, you'll see that your indecision was the only thing truly holding you back. The door may once have looked daunting, but step closer and you'll realize it's a portal to an existence that matches the vision your soul has craved all along. Now is the time to decide whether you'll open that door fully and embrace the vast potential it reveals, or remain in the threshold, watching the moment slip away. Chapter 2. Signs that confirm your path. No matter how uncertain you feel about the next move, signs have been appearing in your environment, nudging you to pay attention. Perhaps a friend casually mentioned the exact type of job, partnership, or creative opportunity that's been on your mind. Or you keep encountering a specific phrase, an emblem, or a recurring dream that seems to confirm what your intuition already suspects. These hints aren't random illusions. They are signals. They carry the weight of cosmic timing, letting you know that the path you're considering is indeed aligned with your destiny as a chosen one. One such sign might be an unusual coincidence. You think about a certain opportunity, like joining a program or starting a new project, and the next day, an old acquaintance reaches out, mentioning they have a connection in that very field. Or maybe you've been seeing numbers repeating, like 11:11 or 2:22, at the most synchronistic times, right when you question your readiness. If you've been waiting for a direct, in-your-face announcement from the universe, it rarely comes in a neon sign. Instead, it arrives through these small magical moments that coalesce into a larger narrative. You are on the right track. Stop doubting. Even those fleeting moments of clarity where you felt an inner knowing that this was your next step count as signs. The problem arises when you second-guess yourself afterward, brushing off that certainty with a laundry list of practical reasons to wait. Yes, wise caution is good, but there's a difference between caution and paralysis. The repeated signals from your environment are trying to tip you over the edge of indecision, urging you not to let logical fears overshadow the open invitation laid before you. On the flip side, ignoring these signs can create friction in your life. You might notice that routine tasks become oddly complicated, or relationships feel strained without obvious cause. Things stagnate. That's the universe's way of underscoring that you're hesitating too long. You might sense frustration building inside you, a quiet irritability that surfaces when others ask about your future plans. This tension is your cue. It's the cosmic feedback loop reminding you that ignoring clear signals only creates discomfort. So what do you do with these omens? You must have the willingness to test them. If you sense a repeated call to reach out to a specific person, try it. If you keep dreaming about moving to a different city or launching a project, take a small step in that direction. Research apartments, check out the local job market, or open your laptop and start planning that venture. The signs aren't just there for cosmic entertainment. They're an invitation to engage. Each time you respond to one, you demonstrate faith in your own guidance. And this faith doesn't just shape your next move. It fosters a relationship with the divine flow that orchestrates your journey. Embracing these signs is how you inch past the threshold of maybe and step confidently onto the path you're meant to walk. Chapter 3. Confronting the old patterns of fear. Let's face it, dear chosen one, your indecision didn't appear out of nowhere. It's often rooted in old emotional patterns or beliefs that tie you to comfort zones. Even if those zones are no longer comfortable, you may recall times you invested your energy in something or someone only to be let down. Those past disappointments can create a protective shell, making you hesitant to trust new offers or new directions. Additionally, if your upbringing or past experiences taught you to play it safe, stepping beyond conventional boundaries feels momentous. The voice of caution might say, better to stick with what you know than risk a big leap that might fail. But in your heart, you sense that the deeper failure would be not trying at all. Real freedom demands you confront these layers of fear. Sometimes fear is a teacher, telling you to prepare carefully or proceed mindfully. But other times it's just a chain holding you back from the very breakthroughs you've prayed for. Consider, too, the question of worthiness. Are you ever haunted by a whisper that says you're not truly deserving of a grand opportunity? This may stem from hearing too often how lucky you should be to have even gotten this far, or from environments that criticized anyone who dreamt big. If you've internalized the message that extraordinary success or profound changes are for other people, then any sign of massive breakthrough can trigger inner resistance. It's almost like trying to give a huge gift to someone who doesn't believe they deserve it. The result is self-sabotage, where you find reasons to procrastinate or complicate the path forward. But as a chosen one, deep in your spirit, you know you were designed for more. This knowledge can unsettle old patterns that prefer you remain small. To break free, you might need to do the uncomfortable work of examining where these fears originate. For instance, was it a critical parent or a setback in your teens that imprinted the idea that your ambitions are too big? By shining a light on these influences, you gain power over them. Fear unacknowledged remains potent. Fear confronted starts to lose its hold. You can't leap into your next chapter while dragging doubt like a ball and chain. So maybe you journal about it, or talk to a mentor who understands the tension between what you want and what you fear. The objective isn't to eradicate fear altogether. That's unrealistic, and ironically can create more tension. Instead, the goal is to see fear for what it is, a remnant of old times, ill-equipped to guide you into the future that calls your name. By naming and embracing these anxieties, you free yourself to make decisions from a place of faith and clarity, rather than from the shadow of old wounds. Chapter 4. How delays slow down your blessings? Picture the energy of your life like a river in motion. Each opportunity or divine nudge serves as a current, guiding the water forward. When you deliberate endlessly, you place barriers, like rocks or logs, within that river. Over time, these barriers accumulate, slowing the flow and preventing the natural progression of events. You might notice your momentum fading, your excitement diminishing, and an unsettling feeling of stagnation creeping in. Not only do you sense the slowdown, but the universe does too. You might see doors that were once open to you start to close, or people who were once enthusiastic about partnering with you becoming disinterested. It's not because they've stopped valuing what you bring, it's that the energy has cooled. Every offer has a freshness period, a window during which your acceptance is most potent. When that window drags on with indecision, people or situations move on. Think about it this way. If an employer sets aside a job for you but never gets your final yes, they might fill the position. Or if a creative collaborator tries to coordinate schedules but can't get a firm commitment, they pursue another partner. Each scenario parallels the spiritual reality that blessings come with a time-sensitive aspect. Acting swiftly when you feel that inner confirmation signals your readiness to the universe. It tells your spirit guides or higher powers that you trust the process enough to leap. Moreover, the real cost of delay goes beyond missing a single opportunity. Each lost or postponed blessing might have led to a cascade of other blessings. The person you were meant to meet at the new job, the skills you were fated to learn on that new path. These secondary or tertiary effects remain unrealized because you hesitated. As a result, you might find yourself feeling oddly empty, as if your life script is missing key scenes that you never got around to playing out. However, it's crucial to distinguish between calculated reflection and stalling. Calculated reflection is wise. You gather facts and ensure you're not leaping blindly. But once your inner sense of alignment says yes, do it. Balloon stalling only fosters doubt. Sometimes the simplest remedy is to schedule a firm decision date. If you need a week to finalize your choice, commit to it. Letting the timeline stretch indefinitely not only adds stress, but also dims the excitement you initially felt. The good news is that the universe's currents are forgiving. They don't vanish after a single mischance. Another wave of opportunity may come, but it could require more time or more effort to manifest. By recognizing how delays hamper your forward trajectory, you can realign and move with renewed purpose. When you finally do commit, you may find that the momentum you lost is recaptured, and you continue onward with greater resolve. After all, it's never truly too late if you're willing to pick up speed once again. But the most seamless path occurs when you sense the moment is right and you seize it, without letting fear or indecision overshadow your inherent confidence in your life's calling. Chapter 5. The nature of the offer. So what exactly is this offer that's meant to move you forward? While it differs from one chosen one to another, it typically arrives in a form that resonates with your deep desires and higher purpose. It could be a job that perfectly aligns with your skills, a business proposition promising to stretch your leadership, or a chance to relocate to a place that fosters exponential growth. It might even be a collaboration that taps into your creativity, challenging you to rise above your comfort zone. One thing is certain, you recognize it by the sense of alignment it stirs within you, even if logic tries to quell the excitement. For some, this offer comes from a person who's observed your potential from the sidelines, a mentor, a colleague, or a new contact who's impressed by your work ethic or vision. For others, it might emerge from a self-started impulse. You decide to officially launch that venture you've been sketching out in your notebook for months. Or maybe a scholarship or a grant unexpectedly becomes available at the precise moment you're ready to shift your path. The format is less than the substance, an invitation, a proposition, or a door you've noticed beckoning you to step through. As you evaluate it, you might feel a tug of war between excitement and apprehension. This is typical. The excitement reflects your soul's recognition of a timely opportunity. The apprehension arises from your existing responsibilities or the possible disruptions it might create. And yes, there's always the possibility that your new direction will require you to let go of old relationships, old habits, or even the self-image that's defined you thus far. Every grant offer comes with a subtle, or sometimes stark, price, transformation. Yet if you truly examine it, you'll see how each challenge has a corresponding reward. Accepting the new job might mean relocating, but it also opens you to a network of supporters who can champion you. Launching a personal project might consume your free time, but it unleashes your creative essence in full. Collaborating with a bold personality might be intimidating, but it propels you to refine your craft to match the level. In all cases, the risk you sense is not a warning to retreat. It's a sign of how significant this chapter could be. Sometimes you'll perceive the offer to be too big, leading you to question your readiness. That's precisely why it arrived now. The spiritual timing suggests you've grown enough to handle it, even if you don't yet see it. The mistake is to wait until you feel 100% confident, because confidence grows in tandem with action. By saying yes, you expand your capacity to rise to the occasion. This is how chosen ones operate, stepping into the unknown with faith, then discovering they had the necessary skills all along. So take a moment to sense how this particular offer resonates with your larger vision for your life. Does it push you closer to an expression of your true self? Does it whisper of new vistas to explore? If so, realize that the very forces guiding your journey have orchestrated this moment. It's your part to accept and run with it. Despite any flutter of nerves, your vantage point will shift dramatically once you're actually engaged in the process. And soon enough, you look back in awe, grateful that you chose faith over hesitation. Chapter 6. Staying grounded to the shift. Once you decide to seize the opportunity, an immediate rush of energy often follows. It's as though the spirit realm applauds your yes, sending a surge of inspiration and momentum. But just as quickly, everyday life creeps in. You might be hit with sudden doubts. What if I fail halfway through? What if I'm not as skilled as they believe? Blur. What if this becomes too big too fast? Anxiety can also stem from the responsibilities that come with expansion, such as managing a bigger budget, leading a new team, or navigating unfamiliar social circles. Staying grounded in the midst of this surge requires deliberate effort. One effective approach is to cultivate a routine that keeps you anchored. Some chosen ones rely on daily meditation or prayer to reset, reminding themselves of the divine spark that orchestrated this shift in the first place. Others turn to journaling each morning or evening, dissecting the day's experiences and reaffirming their goals. Simple self-care rituals, like going on walks, doing breath work, or nurturing a healthy diet, provide a stable foundation when external circumstances accelerate. You might also find that your relationships shift as you ascend. Friends who once resonated with you could become distant if they're not comfortable with your evolving path. Family members might project their own insecurities onto you, questioning every move. To remain centered, you'll need to strengthen your emotional boundaries. That doesn't mean shutting people out, but it does mean discerning which opinions merit your attention. Negative criticisms from those who aren't invested in your growth deserve less weight than constructive feedback from mentors or allies who genuinely want to see you thrive. In balancing humility and excitement, you demonstrate that your growth isn't a fleeting leap, but a measured descent. Bragging about your new direction or hyper-focusing on the end goal might tempt you, especially if you're proud of how far you've come. But humility keeps you receptive to learning, to refining your approach when challenges arise. Moreover, modesty helps preserve the authenticity of your journey. You're not pursuing this new chapter for applause. You're pursuing it because it aligns with your life's mission as a chosen one. Inevitably, stumbling blocks appear. A collaboration might fail to pan out exactly as planned, or initial financial projections might prove overly optimistic. This is where your resilience plays a critical role. Instead of viewing these hurdles as confirmations that you made a mistake, see them as opportunities to fine-tune your path. Often, minor detours steer you toward more fertile ground. The key is to remain in dialogue with your deeper intuition, ensuring each pivot feels right on a soul level. By staying grounded, You sustain the momentum that your acceptance of the offer unleashed. You stay humble, engaged, and open with each new day. You strengthen the foundation needed to sustain your rising trajectory. That's how you honor the gift you've been given, not by succumbing to arrogance, nor by letting anxiety derail you, but by walking steadily, eyes forward, spirit intact, grateful for the chance to embody the greatness that has been quietly awaiting your affirmative nod. Chapter 7. The Unfinished Path You Must Now Choose. You've come a long way in acknowledging the call, wading through your doubts and examining the door before you. Each step has revealed more about your tenacity, your capacity for growth, and the strong spiritual currents guiding you. And yet, for all the revelations, one truth remains clear. The path is still unfinished, waiting for you to make a decisive move. Heaven and earth can present you with golden opportunities, but they can't force you to claim them. That final leap, bold yet uncertain, is in your hands. As you stand at this juncture, reflect on what might happen if you don't act. The opportunity might slip through your grasp, leading you back to a life of what is. The notion that another chance might come along can be comforting, but it can also foster complacency. Sometimes there is no better time than the present. If you allow this moment to pass, you risk replicating old cycles of hesitation. Your future unfolds according to the decisions you make now. In that sense, each day you wait prolongs the gap between your current existence and the unfolding of a greater destiny. On the other hand, if you choose to seize this offer, you assert your intention to move beyond what's known, to explore uncharted waters of possibility. Yes, it demands vulnerability, admitting you might not have all the answers. It may entail upsetting the comfortable balance of your life and possibly facing critiques from those who prefer you unchanged. But in the stillness of your heart, you likely sense that not all transformations can wait. Some can only bloom when you're willing to risk comfort for purpose. This is the crux of the unfinished path. You hold the pen. The script is half written, and the next chapters await your signature. Every sign and synchronicity that has led you here declares you're capable, that the timing is ripe. The only missing piece is your conviction, crystallized into action. For all your spiritual reflections, the time has come for physical movement. Sending that acceptance letter, making that phone call, or simply saying I'm ready to the faces who have been waiting for your decision. Even as the wave of urgency builds, a sense of calm also arises in the knowledge that you were never alone on this road. The supportive energies around you, the intangible presences that have whispered encouragement, will keep whispering long after you choose. But they're also waiting to help shift your world the moment you give the green light. The finishing line is out there. Maybe in a new city, a new job, or a new phase of your calling. But it can only manifest if you're willing to press forward beyond the realm of contemplation and into embodied choice. So here, at the edge of indecision, your next move beckons. Will you linger, letting the open door remain a metaphor, or will you take the step that actualizes everything you've been sensing? The script depends on you. And once you do commit, once you step through, the momentum that's been hovering will crystallize into real progress. All that remains is a vow to yourself, to trust the lines that have been etched in your heart, to move now rather than wait, and to honor your role as a chosen one by embracing the road that leads you toward a far more expansive vision of who you can be.